Now, with regard to the technology skill perspective, so we want to actually highlight some of the issues for consideration in the strategic policy or strategic plan. And I will actually be detailed on these issues. Let me just go to that. Okay. Now, first, the objective, purpose, and relevance of education. This is one of the issues that we think that the national skill policy or the strategy should actually look into. Is our education system demand driven? The system that we have, is it really flexible enough so that it can actually respond to the demand shifts? What we think currently, our education system is very much supply centric. Like there has been a policy or there have been some kind of structure set like 20 or 30 years ago, and that structure is in place even after 20 or 30 years, though a lot of market scenario has changed. So it is not really a demand-driven system. Is our education system segmented in appropriate components to cater to the current market need? Any matured or any developed education system must actually have different components. Like there has to be some kind of component like very high level research and R&D type of thing. There has to be some kind of component which actually caters to the professional development type of thing, and there has to be some kind of components which deals with the technical and vocational part. Unfortunately, our education system, the education structure, does not have those clear distinctions. There are a lot of overlap, and at the same time there are issues that complicates a lot of other things. I will come to those in mandatory section. Okay. Now, another thing that we need probably when we actually devise a strategic planning is the benchmarking, both at regional and global level. So far, we have not done any study on competitive analysis of our education and training system on a regional and global perspective. Can we say that, well, any of our university or any of our academic system, how does it rank compared to any other parts, even with compared to our regional neighbors? We don't have those benchmarking studies. So we need to depend on some of the statistics that are generated outside the country. I just wanted to share this interesting thing, the very recent thing. All of you know about our Gartner study that have been recently published. As you can see that in the ranking they have mentioned about different type of under 10 criteria. They have ranked different countries, many Asian countries. So there is Bangladesh, China, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, and Thailand, Vietnam. So they have actually ranked education system, as you can see. They have compared different types of education system from poor, fair, good, very good to excellent. So I am not saying that we need to actually follow this thing, but since we do not have a benchmarking type of thing within ourselves, our system, so if any foreign reputed institution says that your education system is not comparable to China, we have to mentioning about the benchmarking compared to other regional parties. So in this report, Gartner has said that Bangladesh ranks fair compared to the total standard that it has set. So this type of studies probably need to be done locally so that we can either complement or in some cases we can critically analyze those studies as well. Okay, quality of education. Quality is a serious concern for all employers. If you actually take a survey of all the companies, either in technology areas or any other areas, you will hear a common concern. They have got those opportunities, job opportunities, but whenever they actually take interviews of prospective candidates, indiscriminately they would say that we are not getting the right people from the universities or even from other institutes. So whether it is public university or private university. So this is a serious concern. So we need to look into the quality aspect. Private investment in education over last 1 decade or 2 decades, there has been huge amount of private investment, both at tertiary level, university level, technical level, as well as even schooling level. So, but no serious operational structure for quality control by regulatory or citizen bodies. So this is very important. Now, operational challenges that I have already mentioned, that there are serious dearth of good quality teachers and trainers, particularly in technology, science and language areas. You have seen that in Gartner report. One of the very important thing is the language. As you can see, out of all the 10 countries that it has ranked, only Bangladesh got the poor mark in language. Even Thailand and Vietnam has got this fair ranking. So probably like when we actually are in this type of sessions, probably we might say that, well, at least we can speak English or we can understand English, but if you consider the whole nation as a whole, then obviously the language part is quite an alarming thing. And if you want to go global, there is no other way. Okay. The ownership of change management. Now, in recent years, there has been a lot of reform programs. Some in secondary level, some in higher secondary level, and some in TVET level, technical and vocational level. Unfortunately, all of those reforms programs have been initiated or designed by foreign development partners. In those areas, very few of them are actually homegrown. In those cases, probably some foreign consultants come, they stay here, and at the end of the day, after spending huge amount of money, some come in as a grant, some come in as a long-term loan. We have seen very little impact on those reform projects because those are not homegrown. The designing of those programs, the planning of those programs are not done locally. Probably they lack the local context. Ensuring access to education and skill. Now, as a country and as a constitutional obligation, we know that we have the nation has a pledge to all the citizens that it will ensure quality education to all of those. Unfortunately, as a nation, we have not been able to extend to that pledge. Particularly for the underprivileged section of the people, there are a lot of government investment, government funding for education, particularly at primary and secondary level. But since the underprivileged people do not have any other option, they don't have any other choice apart from going to government institutions, whether the quality is good or bad. That is why we, from industry, we have been actually constantly suggesting that some kind of long-term education or training loan facility for the underprivileged should be there, so that people have a choice to take the education or choice to choose the institutions or choose the subjects they want to go. So, for example, if a student, say either from Rangpur or whatever, wants to learn IT and he has not got opportunity to study in BUET or any of the government technical university, what does that student do? He has got a passion to learn IT or any other technology areas, but he does not, for some reason, he could not get opportunity to study in very few government universities, and he or she does not have the opportunity or have the availability of fund to actually get enrolled in any private university or institute. Eventually, that person gets admission in any of the subject at any of the universities which probably he or she has not liked. And you will see most of the university students who are studying in a lot of other areas, they have not chosen this subject as their passion. They have just chosen their subject just because they don't have any other choice. Probably in philosophy or probably in Islamic history or something like that. So they don't probably have a passion on those subjects, but they don't have any option other than choosing their subject. So that is why we have been suggesting that there can be some kind of financing mechanism so that the person, a young student can actually choose his or her subject according to his own passion or interest. And in our country, there is no shortage of loan. Bangladesh is famous for our microfinance, and even in the formal banking sector, if you want to today purchase a car, you can get very easy loan within one day. If you want to purchase an apartment, you can get. Even for your own marriage, you can get loan. But if you say to a bank that I want to study, I want to learn something which will make me employable, you won't be able to get any loan. Even if you go to a microfinance institute that, well, this is the skill I want to get, I probably will need 20,000 taka or 30,000 taka for this training, you won't be given any loan. So our total banking system, our financial system does not see training or education as a productive investment. That is the whole philosophical issue. Probably our policymakers need to do that, because we have calculated that a person, probably if you can spend 1 lakh taka for training or education, or particularly to some skills that are market driven, that 1 lakh taka can be paid back from his additional income, probably not more than 1 year or 1.5 years. So if the payback period of this 1 lakh taka investment is only 1.5 years, no other industry can actually sustain or can guarantee you that type of payback period. Even a textile industry will require 3 to 4 years to pay back. Now the thing is, if that very high attractive payback period is available for an investment in education, why can't our financial system respond to this opportunity? So if you go to a financial system, they will say that, well, who will give me the guarantee? Now what we feel that if a person has a skill, there are guaranteed jobs. So we have to have some kind of mechanism where probably the potential employer can give you a guarantee, or the state can give you a guarantee. So I think this financing scheme for education, according to the choice of a young student, needs to be seriously looked into. Okay. Now I would like to just mention an alarm signal. Now this is the total education structure of our country. Like every year, this is something like 2 or 3 years old data. So this is the passing date, like around 5 to 6 lakh SSC level pass students get into HSC level, and around 4 to 5 lakhs at HSC level, and at around 2 lakh graduate every year, or in fact these are enrollment for the undergrad level.